Hi, I'm Chad from Chad DIY. In today's project, we're building this big, solid welding table. It's 4 feet wide by 6 feet long, about 38 inches high. It's got built-in tool chest, lots of shelving, storage. It's great, so let's get started.
The first step is cutting out all the pieces on my Evolution miter saw. As you can see, it makes perfect 45-degree angle cuts. Now that I have all my pieces cut, I can start grinding all the edges to prep for welding. And now I can start tack welding the frame. I'm using a combination of clamps, squares, and magnets to make sure everything is perfect. Once I have one section done, I can just lay the other pieces over top of it to make sure everything's exactly the same. Once again, I'm using my square to line everything up, and then I'll continue to tack weld. Once I have some full welds on, I can start grinding everything smooth. Now I'll start working on the framework that connects the two side pieces together. I found that the magnetic squares don't really work perfectly, so I always check them with a regular one. Now that I have all four sides put together, I can start doing some final welding. Next, I'll start adding the framework that's going to hold the built-in tool chest. And next, I'm going to cut the brackets that are going to hold the wood shelving in place. This is 2-inch angle I'm cutting, and I'm going to make it 1 by 2-inch angle. I cut that angle down to 7-inch pieces, and now I'm going to weld it around the frame. These brackets should be plenty strong for my plywood shelving to rest on. Once I have all the final welding done, I can start grinding them all down. Now I can pound in the leveling feet insert that I'm going to use. I wiped everything down with acetone, and now I can start spray painting it the flat black that I chose. I'm definitely not worried about getting it perfect because it is just a welding table. Next, I can add the carriage bolts I'm using for leveling feet. I did grind the bottoms of the carriage bolts a little smoother so there's more surface area for them. Next, I can throw in this old 20-year-old Craftsman tool chest that's just been laying around. The next step is adding the top, which I didn't film on camera because it was such a process. It's basically me and my wife kind of working our way over with it and finally got it on top. The weight on it is around 380 pounds, so it's definitely a two-person job. I've added some weight to the top of it, and now I'm going to work my way around the edges and weld everything up. I made the frame smaller than the top, so now there's a 2-inch overhang around the whole thing. Next, I can start cutting the old plywood that I had laying around for the shelves. This plywood is 3/4 inches, and I'm going to double stack it to get it 1.5 inches. If I didn't have this plywood already, I probably would have done something with metal, but as long as I had it, I might as well use it. Once I have both layers of plywood down, I'm going to just start adding screws to secure them together.
All right, so here we go. It's all welded up, painted up, should be good to go. I think in the future I'll probably add the holes for clamps to mount things as I'm building, maybe a fold up plasma cutting section on it. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna definitely customize it in the future, but this is a really nice solid start for it. One of the biggest things I kind of debated on is the thickness of the tabletop. Most things I read were at least a 1/2 inch thick. This is only 3/8. Few reasons I went with a 3/8 is one, weight. This is 380 pounds. So just actually physically trying to get it up on here. Me and my wife did it. So I guess if you have a few guys, the heavier, it wouldn't be maybe a big issue. But also the cost too. This is 360 bucks just for this, this plate. So 1/2 inch would have been around $500, and you start adding up pretty quickly the thicker you get. And I'm not dropping engines on this thing, or I don't know. It's not going to be a huge weight taxing welding table, I don't think, in the future. So I'm pretty pleased. I think it's going to be fine weight wise. So yeah, if you have any questions about this project, leave them in the comment section below. And like I say, with all DIY projects, done is always better than perfect. So we'll see you on the next one.